On September 2025, a single glimpse of Jimin's new blonde hair was enough to send shockwaves through the global K-pop community. Shared via fan-captured photos and later confirmed through stylists' social media, the transformation spread like wildfire. Within minutes, ARMY had mobilized, pushing multiple hashtags into the top 10 global trends. It wasn't just about a color change. It was about history repeating itself. Whenever Jimin goes blonde, it signals a shift, a turning point, and a promise of something monumental. Fans know it, the industry knows it, and perhaps Jimin himself knows it best. Jimin's hair has always carried meaning, shaping eras in BTS's career. Fans quickly began revisiting history to connect dots. 2016, Blood, Sweat, and Tears era. Jimin's light blonde look became an unforgettable part of the group's most artistic concept era, symbolizing temptation and surreal beauty. 2017, DNA promotions. Blonde Jimin dominated stages worldwide, sparking endless edits and fan art. This era cemented his angelic but powerful duality. 2018, Fake Love fan meetings. While not a full comeback look, his golden hues at fan events drove fan engagement to record highs. 2020, Map of the Soul tour teasers. Jimin briefly showcased platinum highlights, which ARMY linked to BTS's global artistic renaissance. 2025, now. After years of hiatus due to military service, blonde Jimin returns, making fans wonder if this marks the rebirth of BTS's next chapter. The timeline suggests a pattern. Blonde Jimin appears whenever something groundbreaking is about to happen. As soon as the first images went viral, ARMY unleashed their creativity online. Thousands of fan edits, comparison posts, and emotional messages flooded platforms like X, Instagram, and TikTok. One fan wrote, "Blonde Jimin is not a look, it's a cultural reset." Every time he does this, the whole industry shifts. Another commented, "I survived military service, I survived the rumors, but blonde Jimin, this is where I lose my sanity." TikTok edits pairing his new look with BTS classics like Lie and Serendipity quickly amassed millions of views within hours. Even non-ARMY accounts chimed in, calling Jimin's look a pop culture event. Some compared it to iconic hair moments in Western pop, like when Lady Gaga or Madonna reinvented themselves with bold visuals. The biggest question hanging in the air is this a teaser? Insiders report that BTS is preparing to fly back to the United States to begin album recording and music video production. The timing couldn't be more suspicious. Just days before the announcement, Jimin's new look was revealed. Some fans speculate this could mean a central role for Jimin in comeback visuals. His charisma and blonde hair could tie into the album's main aesthetic. A solo pre-release project. Could Jimin be preparing his own single or OST ahead of BTS's group comeback? A symbolic fresh start. After months of controversy and rumors, blonde hair might represent his personal rebirth. Blonde hair is more than fashion, it's a message. In K-pop, idols often switch to lighter colors before a major shift in promotions. Blonde suggests boldness, visibility, and attention. For Jimin, who has always balanced softness with intensity, blonde hair feels like a perfect symbol. Angelic yet dangerous, delicate yet powerful. K-pop stylists have revealed in the past that blonde dye is rarely chosen without purpose. It's difficult to maintain and damaging to the hair, so it's typically reserved for high-impact eras. That's why ARMY believes this is not random. Jimin isn't just a singer to ARMY, he's an emotional anchor. His return with blonde hair after military service feels symbolic of healing and hope. Fans who waited years through silence, uncertainty, and rumors now see him glowing again. One fan's post went viral. "We've cried with Jimin, worried for Jimin, defended Jimin. Seeing him blonde again feels like a reward. He's telling us he's ready." The fandom's attachment is rooted in shared memories. Every blonde Jimin moment in the past has coincided with BTS's rise to new heights. For fans, this isn't coincidence, it's destiny. Major news outlets and fashion blogs have also started covering the buzz. From Vogue Korea to Billboard's K-pop desk, headlines highlight Jimin's hair as a trending cultural moment. Fashion experts praised his ability to transform his aura with a single look, while music journalists speculated about the strategic timing. It's not just ARMY talking anymore, it's the world watching. When Jimin changes his look, the world pays attention. What makes his blonde transformation in September 2025 so impactful is not just the shock factor, it's the timing. BTS is at the cusp of one of the most anticipated comebacks in global music history. After years of hiatus due to military service, their every move is scrutinized, every detail magnified. So when Jimin walked into the spotlight with golden hair, it wasn't just about a hairstyle, it was about a statement. And the internet heard it loud and clear. Korean beauty experts were quick to weigh in on Jimin's new look. Several stylists praised the precision of his hair tone, noting that it leaned toward a soft champagne blonde rather than platinum, a color that highlights his skin tone and sharp jawline. Fashion blogs also joined the conversation, speculating whether Jimin's blonde hair was part of a bigger aesthetic strategy for BTS's comeback. Vogue Korea even described it as a visual trigger designed to captivate before the music arrives. This isn't new for Jimin. He has always been considered a fashion icon. From his stage outfits in Serendipity to his Dior campaigns, he's known to influence trends with ease. The fact that one hair color could dominate global media only reinforces his cultural power. For ARMY, blonde Jimin is not just a style, it's a legend. Fans quickly began revisiting old eras when Jimin first shocked the world with his golden looks. On community forums, nostalgic posts flooded in. Remember 2016 blonde Jimin during Blood, Sweat, and Tears? That was the day I became an ARMY. DNA Jimin with blonde hair was the blueprint. Nothing will ever beat that era, until now. It feels like we are back in the golden age of BTS. Blonde Jimin always brings magic. This nostalgia plays a key role in why fans reacted so strongly. His hair doesn't just look beautiful, it represents a collective memory of BTS's rise to dominance. For the fandom, Jimin's blonde transformation arrives at a time of healing. The past months were filled with tension, rumors, controversies, and constant speculation about BTS's future. Many ARMYs felt drained by the negativity surrounding their idols. Then suddenly, blonde Jimin. A reminder of joy, a reminder of beauty, a reminder of why they fell in love with BTS in the first place. One fan wrote on X, "We've had weeks of chaos, but seeing Jimin smiling with blonde hair feels like the sun has finally risen again." Another added, "It's not just hair, it's hope." International outlets didn't stay silent. Entertainment websites in the US, Japan, and Europe quickly picked up the story. Articles described the frenzy as K-pop's cultural reset of September. Billboard's K-pop column mentioned that Jimin's transformation could be linked to BTS's upcoming music video shoot in the United States. Meanwhile, fashion editors at Harper's Bazaar praised the subtlety of his new blonde, noting that it looked both angelic and rebellious. In Spain, music radio Los 40 highlighted how Jimin's look triggered speculation about BTS movie weeks in September and October, hinting that visuals could be tied to promotional campaigns already planned by HYBE. So, what's next? Fans are piecing together the puzzle. BTS is set to regroup in the US for album recording. Jimin debuts blonde hair. Jungkook was spotted in a studio weeks ago. RM recently teased lyrics on Weavers. When combined, the clues suggest BTS is closer than ever to announcing their official return. Could Jimin's hair be the first silent teaser in a series of comeback hints? There's also a deeper layer. Psychologists who study fandom culture suggest that visual transformations in idols act as a trigger for emotional bonding. In Jimin's case, blonde hair symbolizes change and renewal. Fans who see him as blonde associate him with past golden eras, creating an emotional surge of nostalgia and excitement. In other words, blonde Jimin doesn't just change his own aura, he changes the emotional state of millions. Across time zones, armies held spontaneous online blonde Jimin parties. Some fans streamed his solo hits like Crazy and Set Me Free Part 2 on repeat to celebrate the look. Others created fan art within hours, depicting Jimin as a golden angel, a warrior, or a modern-day Apollo. In Seoul, fan bases reportedly sent LED trucks congratulating Jimin on his new era, while in New York, a fan group projected his blonde images on digital billboards near Times Square. This is not just support, it's a global movement. If history repeats itself, blonde Jimin will not fade quietly. Fans are expecting teaser photos, music videos, and performances that cement this as a legendary era. Rumors are already spreading that BTS's 2026 World Tour visuals may feature Jimin leading in blonde, echoing his unforgettable impact during Wings and Love Yourself. Until official announcements arrive, one thing remains certain: the storm of blonde Jimin has only begun.